We change the menu every 2 weeks based on what I find at the local farmers markets, which is all organic and sustainable. And so we get people that really appreciate that, really excited by the fact that they can come here and have high quality food at a casual price point. We use the highest quality products that we can get, and when you do that, you don't need to do a whole lot to it. Wow. It's really about reconnecting with the land and understanding more about where the food that we eat comes from and how it gets to us, what all the processes are. So we make our own pasta. Fresh every day, all organic ingredients made from the best eggs in the world. The eggs are days old when we use them in the pasta, and you can see and taste the quality. We have no table linens, we have no corkage fee, it's BYO. People can dress casually, just come in and have a good time and relax.
So Victoria, you're telling us that Terragusto is simply a gem. Tell us why you chose it.
I chose Terragusto because it makes the kind of Italian food and pasta that you generally only can find in Italy. And they not only make their homemade pasta in the shop, but they also sell it there. They use mostly local, organic, sustainable ingredients. And you can find a lot of the ingredients that they use for sale in the shop. So you can buy organic eggs or buffalo mozzarella, you can buy the organic yogurt they use. It has a very warm and neighborhood feel for me. It was very close to my house, so I was very happy to see a real Italian restaurant finally open in my neighborhood. And I wasn't disappointed when I went.
So, Alan, we sent you over to West Addison and Roscoe Village. How was your experience at Terragusto?
It wasn't memorable.
Oh.
I'm sorry. The food was fine. I don't know. I didn't have a bad experience, but I didn't have a good experience.
But you went for brunch.
Correct. I went for Sunday brunch. The salad I had was fine. I had the spinach and strawberry and goat cheese. It was great. Great pairings with everything. Balsamic dressing on it. It was wonderful. However, what I had to follow, I had the mascarpone eggs. I didn't taste the mascarpone. I thought the selection was quite limited for brunch. You know, in Chicago, when I go for a brunch, I'm expecting more to select from, and I only had a couple of options.
Brunch is an American invention. Oh, yes. And so in America, brunch is a huge meal, and many restaurants do it well and have this array of brunch items. And in Italy, that's not the case. If you're eating Saturday lunch, it's usually a frittata, sometimes even served room temperature. So I think the tradition of brunch is much simpler in Italy. Maybe they shouldn't call it brunch.
I think this is a place that if you love cheese and cream and carbohydrates, it's for you. I mean, there were 6 of us and we had to eat entrees. So we tried practically everything on the menu. And the pastas were the star. There were 2 of them that I wasn't so thrilled with, but just, you know, the fresh pasta had the right, what food science is called toothpack or something. It was, you know, they weren't soft and they weren't crunchy. They were just absolutely spot on. My only complaint was we were a table of 6 and I couldn't hear what the people on the other end of the table were saying because it was very, very loud in there.
Victoria, tell us a little bit about the ambiance of the restaurant.
I think one of the things that I really like about the restaurant is it's very simple. You walk in and you're not distracted by either huge pieces of art or some heavy decor.
There was no art.
There was no art. It was quite
There are
sparse.
a couple of pieces, but it's green, it's sage green, pleasant. To me, when I go to a restaurant, I like to focus on the food. And for me, one of the funnest things is always looking in from the outside in and seeing the pasta in the display case for the food.
Actually, they make the pasta right in the front.
I don't know how long the place has been open, but it just looked rather barren. The walls were sage green, like you said, but it lacked a little character. I mean, if I would have walked by the place, maybe I was here the wrong time of day. Listening to you guys, maybe I should go back for dinner.
Do you think perhaps that Terragusto represents this trend that you're seeing in restaurants now? We're like, you know what, we're not going to worry about the bells and whistles. We're just going to try to find the best ingredients and do a little bit of what we can, and then this food will speak for itself.
I think so, and it reminds me of small trattorias in Italy where the focus is not on the decor, and it's not a place where you hang out for 2.5 or 3 hours. You go in, you eat because you love the food, and then you go do something else.
Well, I'm forgiving of everything if the food is wonderful, and it was by and large very good. They had an organic pork chop I absolutely loved it. It was the most flavorful pork I think I've ever had, and I eat a little bit of pork.
Well, your nickname, I think your friends call you Meathead.
Yes. Yes, and my father did too, for different reasons. Yeah, the pork was really incredibly flavorful, and the pastas were fabulous.
I love to order the pasta with meat sauces. I've had the tagliatelle with bolognese, which is fabulous, and also pappardelle with braised pork, another dish that I thought I could only find in Italy.
So, Victoria, Alan here did go for brunch, did not enjoy his eggs, did like the strawberry salad. How would you convince him to go back?
I would really recommend that you try pasta. If you try nothing else at Terragusto, to do it justice, I think, you have to have one of their pasta dishes.
Okay, I'll concede that listening to you and getting hungry. Yeah, maybe brunch was not the place for me, the time for me to go. I will go back and try the pasta.
Victoria, Terragusto was your selection. Give us a summary.
Fresh ingredients, excellent fresh pasta. I think the best cooked pasta this side of Italy. Warm neighborhood atmosphere, very cozy for me.
All right, Craig?
Place to go if you love pasta, cheeses, cream, and a really pleasant meal, just a bit noisy and occasionally a bit salty. And the pork chop was to die for too.
Alan?
Not a bad place, I guess, in general. Maybe not the place for breakfast, but I will go back to try lunch. Or pardon me, to try dinner.
Well, you can try the homemade pasta and much more at Terragusto, 1851 West Addison, 773-248-2777. Open for lunch and dinner every day except Monday. Reservations are highly recommended. Alcoholic beverages are BYOB, and the average tab per person is $35.